straight beatdown provided by the bulls to the lactose-intolerant bears last week. The price of Bitcoin faces a big test right here, right now. And the big question is, what comes next for baby bull kind? Right now, Bitcoin faces a very big battle as the question of will 30,000 concretely hold, or is something bigger about to happen to the Bitcoin price? And in fact, over the last few hours, we have dipped our tip below 30,000 US dollars. But the big question is Bitcoin flipping 30,000 to support, or is there a bigger battle going on? And if we take a look on these short-term charts, you can see this is the past 5 days when we first initially busted above 30K for the very first time in a long time. And we went all the way up a little above 31,000, but currently, again, we're still kind of just facing this level here of 30,000, which, I mean, without even going any further, I think everyone agrees and everyone knows 30,000 is a very big pivot level for Bitcoin. Now, today, before we continue with Bitcoin, stock markets not looking great, down a little bit. We have the US dollar also down today. We have also some global news with everything that just happened with Russia over the last 2 days. If you guys were watching, very weird. I don't understand what that was. I don't think anyone really knows what that was at this point. In terms of the mutiny that turned into nothing, right? Anyway, whatever happened with that. But more importantly, the price of Bitcoin on the short term, over the next week, there's some very big levels of support to the downside to look at, only within like a $2,000 range. So even within $2,000 of where we are right now, there are multiple big levels of support. So between HSBC, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Schwab, we're talking about $25 trillion in assets under management that will soon be enabled to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a $600 billion market cap, has half of $1 trillion market cap, and $25 trillion worth of US dollars is interested in getting into Bitcoin. If a spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, I think we all know how high the Bitcoin price realistically could go, in insane amounts, right? Trillions of dollars of valuation in terms of market cap. But all of these, HSBC, Schwab, Fidelity, BlackRock, all of these institutions are trying to dip their tip into the money pot that is crypto, that is Bitcoin specifically. And it's a matter of time, in my opinion. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Whether or not we get this spot Bitcoin ETF approved now or later, I think it's coming down the road regardless. And I think this money is coming to Bitcoin down the road regardless anyway. So with that being said, Bitcoin is $500 billion US dollars. It is a literal drop in the bucket. There's so much opportunity. I remember when I first got into crypto, people were curious, are we too late? Am I going to be too late? Did I miss the chance to make a lot of money? And years later, it turns out that no, you weren't too late. Okay. So at least since I got in to now, it absolutely has gone up massively. And I think that's going to be the same thing over the next 7 years. And with that being said, you can see it highlighted here. BlackRock over 9 trillion in assets under management. Fidelity 4.2 trillion. JP Morgan 3.3. Morgan Stanley 3.1. And you see all of this over 27 trillion assets under management. And so this is, you can see all of the kind of what they're doing, right? BlackRock's filing a spot ETF and all of this other activity that is focused on Bitcoin and crypto. There's so much interest. And the price, in my opinion, it's very obvious that we're going to be going up a lot. Over the next year, I think we're going to be going up a lot. But first, if we look at Bitcoin on shorter term charts, though, I think 30,000 very clearly, obviously, is a very big level to hold. There's a lot of support actually in volume around 29,300. Below that is about 28,500, 28,600. And the biggest on this multi-month chart going back about 3 months, the biggest level of volume and support is actually right around 28,000, which 28,000 is kind of the exact middle of where we were trading over the last couple of months. It's kind of like we went as high as 31-ish thousand and as low as like 25,000. So right smack dab in the middle is about 28,000. So a lot of support there. If we get a pullback to 28,000, that's totally fine. This is the daily chart that I've been talking about of this longer term inverse head and shoulders and also, falling wedge. very bullish pattern. You know, say we had this initial bust, we get a back test. Let's say we go down to 28, and then we bust up to 35, back test of 30, come all the way back down to 30,000 again, and then bust up to 40,000. That is exactly the price structure Bitcoin tends to move. I'm not predicting that's exactly what's going to happen, but what I'm saying is if we saw a structure like that play out over the next 2 or 3 months, that is exactly what Bitcoin has done historically in terms of how it moves. Never goes up only, never goes down only. And again, 30,000, as I've been saying for weeks, is just a very big level. So as I've been saying, you have to be patient at 30,000. This is not something that we're just going to bust immediately above and then never revisit. It's going to be the biggest test of this entire bear market to bull market pivot by far. Absolutely 1,000%. If you want to look for one price level that's the most important of switching from a bear market to bull market of this Bitcoin cycle, is 30,000, period. Done. Like, it's 30,000. That's it. Not 40, not 50, not 20, not 15,000. It's 30,000. So again, give it some time. We're going to be getting a monthly close in just a few days. So that'll be very big to watch as well. It'll be our highest monthly close. If we close around 30,000, it'll be our highest monthly close in like 13 months. So that's big as well. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for Bitcoin. But we just had a very big bust last week. What happens, say for example, this entire week, we do a little crabbing, a little sideways. Would that be shocking to you? Because one, it shouldn't be shocking. But for me, honestly, even if we drop down to 28,000 or so, that's still kind of like crabbing, in my opinion. That's not very big. We'll just be revisiting price levels we were at literally just a couple of weeks ago. So not very exciting, but ultimately, let's be honest, we're still not in like the raging part of a bull market, so it's going to be a little more boring. We're still, in my opinion, exactly where I've been saying, in between a bull and a bear market, bear switching to a bull, and it can be a little underwhelming sometimes. And take advantage of massive sign-up and deposit bonus if you sign up with my links below to Femex and BitGet. If you sign up with Femex, you can earn free XPT simply by signing up with my link and trading. They both take like a minute to sign up. Just put in an email and create a password. Without any further ado, it's for me.